Hey everyone, Rizwan Jagani here. I am coming to you from Karachi, Pakistan. That sounded so news reporter, but you know what I mean. I'm here visiting family. I just celebrated New Year, celebrated my 25th birthday. Woo! Not only am I here, my viola is also here. Because as a student, as a musician, as a professional, I have to keep practicing, keep my chops up. I have so much stuff to work on. So it's very important for me that I take the viola, which means the viola had to come onto an airplane. That entails so much stress from the moment I walk into the airport to the moment I get on the airplane. It is literally like I'm going through a whirlwind of emotions because I'm wondering what is going to happen between those times. So this is my musician's guide to traveling with an instrument that needs to be taken on board the aircraft. I'm going to start with before you actually travel. If you know for a fact that your instrument is going with you on a trip, that means that is going to be the biggest thing you're carrying. It's oblong shaped or sometimes it's dart shaped, which means it's a very unusual thing for them to see. It means that your second item, which is your personal item, has to be a backpack, a messenger bag, a laptop case, something small that obviously fits in the seat in front of you, or if there's a little bit of room in the overheads, you can sort of squeeze it in. But you have to have a stark contrast between the viola, violin size, and whatever the second thing you're taking. Tip number 2 is for violas especially. Drop the ego, you play the violin now. Do not bother saying viola to an airline gate agent because they're either A, not going to know what it is, or if they know what it is, they know it's bigger and they're going to be like, sorry, check it in. Number 3, when you are going to an airport, just be very calm and collected, like, give your boarding pass, do this, do that, whatever itinerary, passport, talk to them, and do not volunteer any information. Do not say that you're carrying an instrument or anything of the sort that would draw attention to what's happening. The other thing with that is make sure it's on your back. Do not slag it over your shoulder sort of thing. Have it on your back so it looks like a backpack, and then they won't really ask you anything. If they do ask you what is on your back, say it's a violin and that you're going to take it on board and put it in the overhead. Usually, if not, usually that is okay. The one exception to that was when I was flying with Emirates and the gate agent said that we might have to check it in, and I said that is impossible, I never check it in, and she said just because you didn't do it in the past, that doesn't stop us from doing it now. You can imagine how upset I was at that point, but the important thing is that if in a situation that happens, remain calm and collected, comply, and go about doing what you need to do. Usually if not, there's nothing will really happen, you can take it on board. The other thing is, always be early to boarding your plane. Be like the first in your zone, or if anything, go early, talk to the gate agents and be like, look ma'am, I have the violin with me. If the flight is full, sometimes it might be an issue for me to take it on board. What are my options? Sometimes they'll let you board early, or 2, they'll let you put it in a coat closet if you can get access to one, and that's usually not an issue. I always just try to be the first one to board immediately after business class or first class goes if I'm not flying on that. And the only time I ever fly on that is if I get a fluke upgrade, which I've gotten in the past few times, so that's been pretty awesome. But yeah, you want to make sure that you are ready to go with your everything to just go straight on board. Sometimes you get the option of purchasing pre-boarding if you know that the flight is going to be full. I do recommend that if you know the flight will be full. Some airlines have it, some airlines don't. Even if they don't have it, you can usually be okay. And if you just talk to a gate agent, they'll be okay with that. Now, I've only been stopped once at an airport in which I was told I had to check in the airplane, and that was on an airline called AirTran back in 2010. That airline doesn't exist anymore, but basically the gate agent said that you have to check the instrument in. I said that it's impossible for me to do so, to which she argued with me and said that you have to, gave me a tag to gate check the instrument. When I got to the air bridge, I took the tag off, hit it, and went straight onto the airplane, and I told the flight attendant, look ma'am, I can't check this in. And she just said, go on board, no issues. I didn't have any issues. But then I found out later on that that gate agent had a reputation for basically harassing passengers. And so that means you're going to encounter a crazy number of people. The other thing is, before you travel with your instrument, get it insured. There are plenty of insurance companies that will insure musical instruments. Just don't get it through your house because they will not insure the instrument if you are using it to make money. We normally have, our livelihood is dependent on these instruments. So there are special brands, special companies that will insure instruments for being professional musicians. And that is all I can really say on this topic, just because I've been fairly lucky with my viola. I always call it a violin, and I always say that I can't take it on, or I keep backpack strap on me. I will say last though that it is very rare for gate agents to actually know the rules of what their airline entails. Upper echelon members don't really communicate well. The lack of communication is actually what irks me the most, because if I talk to one person, they say it's okay, the second person may have no clue what that ruling is. So sometimes if you know that, print out from the website the rules about carrying on instruments or carrying on baggage rules, and keep that as a reference just in case you just show it, or if worst comes to worst, call an upper echelon member like a manager or a supervisor to talk to, and usually that can help alleviate any situation. I hope this video is helpful for any of you that might have anxiety traveling with the instrument. It is fairly a seamless process. If you are going through a whirlwind of emotions, do not show it whatever you do, because then a flight attendant someone will pick on you for it. This is something that is coming from me, that I travel a lot, and I almost always travel with the viola. So I really hope that this video is helpful. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Share this video with anybody that is traveling with the instrument and they have not done it before, or share it with some frequent flyers. Subscribe and encourage them to subscribe to my channel so they can see a new video every Wednesday. And I hope you stay tuned for all my upcoming adventures by following me on all my social media. Rizwan Jagani, violist on Facebook, Rizwan Jagani _violist on Instagram, and violanerd6 on Twitter. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.